Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with Redo Over, and we are back to Galactic Civilizations 4. I had to think about that for a moment. So this is the disposition of our two sectors of our relatively small galaxy. We are the sort of like navy-ish blue over here, the humans, Terrans, and we are, bit by bit, taking over the Torians. You can see on this side we've got the Festron Hunt, the Illyrians, and the Navigators. And I think that the Festron just declared war on the Navigators. So the two of them are going to be going toe to toe here, probably over these sections. Let's jump to our summary tab. And we can see that the Torians and the Terrans have a big leg up on everyone, but the Festron and the Navigators actually are in pretty close parity. I could see that being an extremely tight battle for the Navigators. I would say they're definitely potentially going to be threatened, and if the Festron get ahead, they could grow into that section. So, long story short, we are absolutely choking off this area around Titus. We wanted to very specifically culture flip the two Titus worlds. These are core worlds, so we'll assign leaders to at least one of those. But once that's done, we'll mostly launch into a proper invasion here of the remaining of Taurian space, which will include Ptolemon, Toria, and then the smaller colonies of Chara, the Deep, and Pearl. So I think we can knock them out relatively quickly, possibly taking out the shipyards. But half of the shipyards for the Taurians are right here. So we knock those out via culture flipping, and that's going to put them on the ropes, I would say. Looking at this right now, neither colony is in rebellion yet because we haven't completely subsumed either colony. But it's happening. You can see our culture's pushing forward. And in fact, because these are shipyards and not star bases, the nearest Taurian star base is right there. We could theoretically make a constructor and move it 5 spaces away. So roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could put a cultural starbase right there, right on top of the planet. And I think that's what we're going to do. Let's jump down into Iconia Starbase. We know that Iconia is one of our really, really powerful production worlds. What do they say at 84 production right now? So we'll jump into the shipyard. They've been working on some military cutters for us, which is good. We've been definitely deliberately building up our naval capacity, our warfighting capacity. But let's get that constructor. We'll have it done in a turn, and we know what their mission is. Culture flip. Yeah. All right, here we go. Events. Victory 1 survey report. Artifact of Joy and Resources. I don't think I've heard about this one. Let's see. Your flagship discovers an ancient artifact, a mysterious object imbued with immense power. This artifact can either be harnessed to provide a massive energy spike for our shipyards, or used to generate an aura of euphoria on a target planet, uplifting the mood of inhabitants and providing a temporary boost to productivity. So an approval boost, but temporary. Let's see here. Plus 10 manufacturing all worlds, 20 months. That's not bad. A little under 2 years. It's only a +1. Obviously, certain worlds like Iconia, it's at 84 production. That's not really going to help them. It's like a 1.1% increase. Or gain a charge of the Harmony Beacon. I think I'd rather take the charge. I think I'd rather be able to use it when I need it to boost up a planet, which maybe right now. Hold on. I love this. They're specifying right on here, instead of just saying it's a temporary boost, they're giving us the actual number of months. That's the kind of feedback players want in a game. So it's 10% approval to the target world for 25 months. Sweet. Now let's jump up to our planets tab, and we'll sort by the little approval icon. And interestingly, I don't see the approval face anywhere on here, because you can see there's more icons up here than the 8 that they're showing us, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever. You just mouse over, though. So look at this. I mouse over Iconia. I can see the approval is sitting at 90. Oh, come on. Shift key, 96% right there. Now, if I hit approval again, it should flip the rankings from highest to lowest to lowest to highest. I can now come over to Kratos 4, mouse over and oh, you motherfucker, funker! I said funker. Yeah, yeah. 70% approval. So let's jump down to Kratos 2, 72, Earth 74. Ooh, Earth. What the heck? Interestingly, check this out. Both Kratos 4 and Kratos 2 are very similar to Earth in the amount of production. They actually produce more than Earth, although Earth is clearly dominant when it comes to research and influence. But these are good core worlds. We built them up pretty considerably, so it's a nice touch. But yeah, let's do Kratos 4. Since it is a good production world, no sense in not helping them out. And we do not need to sit on top of this approval guy. So we'll drop it in there, give it a second, mouse back over, 80%. It's like they said would happen. I love it. One other thing we want to keep track of is as we are generating our little cutters, little destroyers, frigates, stationing at least one of them in each of our core worlds, just to give the folks there that tiny little boost to approval. You can see we have the single cutter here. Let's just jump into Kratos real quick. Why is Kratos the most unhappy of all places to live in the Terran Alliance? Ooh, let's see. We've got some happies, some smileys. We've got some frownies. Oh, that's why. Because we plagued them. That wasn't our finest moment, but we did let the plague ravage these folks for a while. And yeah, that would explain why they're so unhappy. Does it give the option of we are protected? I'm looking through here. I'm starting at the bottom. Governor's loyal. World's polluted. We could maybe work on that. We had a recent breakthrough in technology. Cool. That's one of our cultural picks. The planet's nice. Awesome. Planet's too crowded. It is not. The planet's not too crowded. They're at a 7 of 12. It's not overpopulated, so I'm not sure. Now, granted, that's a -2. So maybe overcrowding starts as soon as you go past 50% pop cap. Question? Right? It's 6 of 12. Would there be no negative to approval for overcrowding? But when you go to 7 of 12, you've just passed the 50% mark. Maybe worth looking into. What else do we got in here? Taxes are too damn high. Yeah, well, tough shit. We need money. So high expectations. Now, the high expectations may be tied just to someone like Kristen Sear. Not every, and actually, if I look on here, I see +5 expectations right there. I see a 0 expectations here and a 15 expectations here. So, trying to remember the exact breakdown. The top portion is your job, if I'm not mistaken. So a researcher gets a +5 expectations. The second segment is your species. You're like biological. So a human does not have any biological higher expectations, I guess. Sure. And then down here, this lower section, if I'm not mistaken, is personal. The actual stats that this one individual representation of her whole population has. Actual Kristen Sarah. So let's verify that by jumping over. Yeah, I can see Chrissy Mavi here's expectations down here are 17. So that is the personal level. But if we look again now, another researcher, we can see the expectations +5 as we suspected. We can see the I don't want to say racial, the species expectations of 0, and then the personal expectations of 7, plus a little plague in there for a little nice chef's kiss of horrible life. Let's look at a non-scientist real quick. We will jump in here and look at Addison. I can see that Addison gains a +5 expectations from being a manufacturer. Really? Really, Addison? Yeah, I don't think so. All of their growth rate is stunted, probably because of their plague condition. That's what happens when you get plagued. I'm not dead yet. And then finally we have G. Ser with a -5 expectations, presumably from being a standard colonist. I guess colonists have less expectations because they're not a colonist. They're a citizen. just like living off the fat of everyone else. I guess they just kind of consume. That's their job. Is I just listen. I read articles on the social medias and I eat food from the fast food deliveries. Doing my job. Okay. But this guy's a criminal and plagued. Fantastic. So I did want to check the real quick. Let's look at another planet. I wanted to see about this overcrowding. Let's see if we can find any world that is less than half. Looking. Probably not at this point. Yeah, I think everyone's rolled over. Well, let's look at Kratos 1. They're 4 or 5, so they're 80% capacity. Let's see if their overcrowding is worse than 2%. So I'll mouse over. No, I'm not seeing that. Okay. Well, then I don't know. What if overcrowding relates to how many hex tiles are built up? I don't think that should be it. If I jump back to Kratos 4, it's pretty heavily developed. There's a few undeveloped tiles. But as I read that, to me, that's not crowding. I don't know. Let's find another example of a very, very developed planet. Maybe Icos. Yeah, Icos ain't that developed. Let's mouse over. No, I don't think the Yor actually have any expectations. I think Yor are never unsatisfied being synthetic life forms. Yeah, they're not. If you look here, no expectations. But let's jump over to Michelle Mar. And let's jump to Michelle's approval. Planet's too crowded. Oh. That is a big question. That's a big fat question mark then. I do not know what generates that. Because here they have room left to grow. I could see overcrowding happening when you have like one or no slots available. One either like no pop cap max or 1 or 2 or 10%, whatever. But we're overthinking it. We're not getting our answer. It's not overthinking. It's just the answer should be forthcoming and it's not. So I really cannot. We spent 5 minutes talking about it. We've looked at capacity as well as pop caps and populations. The answer is not forthcoming. So we'll continue on. We have a trade offer. So they are offering us nothing. Absolutely nothing. For all of this. Screw you, horrible little turtle people. We are going to subsume you into our society. Now, I really hate to conquer the Taurians because they were ill-treated by the... Oh gosh, who is it? One of the other species. I can't think of right now. The main bad guys. Drengen, right? The Drengen, like, absolutely mishandled the Taurians. But they're pretty stout. They're a pretty cool species to play, a civilization to play. However, I hate to go to war with them. I rather just culture flip them and just like let them decide to join us. It soothes my conscience. Here we go. Advance the turn. Yes, please. No, please. What? Here we go. We got a ship idle. Supply ship. Who is in the most need of production right now? No, don't do that. Crap. This thing like. I'm getting some minor artifact glitches here. Precursor nanites. I'm just scanning through who is in the greatest need. Temple of Whispers on Kratos 4? Sure. Is the Temple of Whispers a civilization or galactic? Now I can't remember. Let's send them to Kratos 4, though. They got a ways to go. There you go. Boom. We'll zip them on over. Looks like one more turn. They'll have it one more turn. Here we go. Research completed. Kinetic weapon enhancement. Our material scientists have devised a new alloy with far greater potential for use in electromagnets. When installed in our kinetic weapon systems, it should lead to a very noticeable increase in other things exploding downrange from our ships. That's so scientific. I love it. Yeah, just a basic plus 10% easy across all kinetic weapons, automatically upgraded, I believe, as well as the +1 to kinetic attack. So it's a base and a multiplier. So yeah, very cool. As well as the enhanced railgun weapon module, but it does take a thulium to put on for mass or for space, capacity. Manufacturing cost 5, kinetic attack of 4.4. Okay. I've noticed the weapons in the game grow very incrementally in firepower. Although on larger ships you can put a variety of weapons, so you could have like quite a few like kinetic options off of a ship, I believe. I don't get into ship design a whole lot. I think that at some point I will do a video or a short series on ship design, or maybe make a warfare civilization build where they're warriors and they just research combat stuff and we build the ship specifically there. Similar to how with diplomacy, I have not dug into the diplomacy in any real way in this, but we make a diplomacy build where they're likable, they're persuasive, they're intimidating, they have the full loadout, and we just go hard into diplomacy, political picks, culture picks, trade, all that kind of stuff. Sure, yeah, potentially. Although trade may be slightly different than diplomatic. They may not be the exact same build. We'll see. What do we want though? We're alternating with attack stuff, with weaponry and other technologies, because we don't need to completely focus on warfare. But mining missions, industrial goods would yield us. This is the ability to make production by burning a durantium. Generates planetary production by having your shipyards produce building materials. That's right. So rather than building a ship up in space or modules, we're making production, but it does consume a durantium each time. We don't have that much extra durantium. I don't know if I want to do that. How about transgenic manipulation? This looks interesting. Allows us to further develop unique resources on core worlds. Okay, so this will take things like the Epimetheus farms, the Artocarpus farms, the Monsantium deposit, and upgrade agriculture in general. I like that. And I think a lot of those will automatically kick over. Question. Let's check on that real quick. Let's jump into Alula. I'm trying to see here. Precursor nanites. Wait. Was precursor nanites one of the options on this? Hold on. No. Epimetheus, Artocarpus, and Monsantium. How can we see easily if anyone has those? Not here. We don't have that many great resources on our worlds. In my opinion, there's a Techpod farm, which is a really good one. That is a good one to have. Earth had Aurorus Arboretum. That's not going to get upgraded. Scanning Snuggler. Snuggler's right there. Nothing? Oh, you poor world of Kratos 2. You got jack crap. No, that's Kimberly's Refuge. Harmony Crystal Extractor. So, I mean, we have cool stuff, but I don't know that any of those Silicate Extractor, that's for hypersilicates, that's actually a really nice one to have. That's a rare. That is a rare. And back to the thulium moon here. So, unfortunately, that technology will do a whole lot of jack squat for us. So before we drill down on transgenic manipulation, I want to see if there's any other technologies over here for one. There are not. All right, we'll just grab it anyway. It's one turn. We'll gobble up those one-turn options just as quick as we can. Just burn through them. So we're back to Iconia. Man, they slammed through their build queue so fast. But I can see we've just completed some terraforming. You see the green halo there? That means we just got those popped in. Now check this out. This spot here in particular is surrounded by adjacency bonuses to military manufacturing, sensor range, and a little bit of manufacturing. So this would be a great spot to put, say, a manufacturing building. What do we have? Planetary recycling building would fit that bill. And Iconia has a massive 47% pollution. Now, I don't think pollution affects your growth whatsoever. I think you got to build your. But that also means we're not building your. I'm not aware that we have the technology to build a your. I don't see an option to build a your. So I don't think the your are ever going to grow. I think only our humans are going to grow. They're growing very slowly. And potentially we could reduce pollution. Are there any other manufacturing buildings of the Durantium processor? You get the base mineral, you get a 1 maintenance. It's going to give +10 to manufacturing, +10 to pollution. Holy crud. That's a lot of pollution. However, because Iconia is a your world with 6 your people, and their production is already so massive, we don't necessarily need Iconia to ever have many more people. It is just like a industrial waste world, dare I say. Here's the fusion power plant. This is a civilization achievement. It'll take the 1 maintenance. It'll take 5 AMAT, which we have, plus 20 to manufacturing, plus 5 to pollution. So it's way less polluting. Oh my gosh. We could get this so high. We could get this so high. And do they have the pollution processor here somewhere? Did we drop one on? Do we have a pollution handling building? The generator's there. Razor's Rift, which is amazing. Industrial center leads to pollution. Crap, dude. I don't think we have any pollution processor structure here. Well, maybe we just go ham and we don't worry about it. Let's check this spot here real quick, though. We have additional military off of the Drantium. That's another sensor thing. We have a military spot. Oh, my. Military building living there next to these guys. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That's a wealth spot, but yeah, we could drop something. We could drop in our pollution producer. This is like one of the heaviest pollution products we have. Let's jump in the fusion power plant there. Now, bear in mind the recycling. Oh, that is the recycling center. Oh. Okay. And it gives you no production. Okay, that's fine. Hold on. Sorry, I was looking for the recycling center and I hadn't noticed it. Durantium processor was the other one we wanted. That yields more pollution, so I want to be more cautious where I put it. I was thinking it would go here, just because the fusion power plant's so much cleaner. I mean, I know we're not worrying about it too much, but I worry about it a little bit. What else do we have? Some colony growth stuff. We're not going to worry about that here. We have some military stuff, but these buildings, surveillance center, prison, they just reduce crime, which isn't an issue for us. We have no crime. So those are kind of useless buildings. I'll be quite blunt. Irrigation network would be for food. That's certainly not going to go here. A hollow theater approval's great here. Jeez. So I would guess the last thing is the recycling center. We could drop it into this military spot for now, and we could always pluck it out if we found a better military building to drop in there. So let's put it in there right now for a monstrous +6, and it will help mitigate some of, probably not all of, but some of the pollution we're going to be adding from the Durantium processor and the fusion power plant. Those are both civilization improvements, so we're putting all of our production eggs into one basket. But you can see these, even with the level of 84 production, it's still taking 7, 5, and 6 turns to build these expensive buildings of 300, 600, 400 production. We want to get this down to where we can make these upgrades one turn after another. So Iconia can be completely developed or reworked as we want by ripping up tiles and putting down new stuff, just turn by turn by turn, because they can produce so much. Again, though, having your members of our civilization, the captured your, reprogrammed, repurposed, it's nice to not have to worry about pollution very much. It really is. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we'll throw, for good measure, the manufacturing improvement on the back side of that, or should we throw it on the front side? Geez, we've only got 2 manufacturing tiles. Yeah, we'll put it on the back side. And I'm probably not going to improve research here, maybe until way later. I'd imagine over time we're going to slowly tear up these research tiles, possibly. Okay, that's enough for Iconia. Let's jump out of there. Idle shipyard. This is a Lula. Crap, what do they need over there? We have a moderate amount of modules. We're going to be using up a lot of those actually very shortly here, because we're going to make that new culture starbase to flip Torians. So we'll burn through quite a few of those right off the bat. We don't need colony ships. We don't really need constructors. I would say supply ships and modules. So let's just do a little assortment here. Boom, boom. And then maybe one more supply ship. Yeah, we'll stagger. Boom, boom, off on, off on. That'll keep them out of our hair for a year and a half. We have another event completing. Kratos 4 Planet Report. The Plague. Governor Kerry Pohl reaches out with alarming news. A mysterious illness has struck Kratos 4. A locally developed experimental drug might combat the disease, but its potential side effects are unknown. Relying solely on approved treatments will curb the epidemic, but slow the planet's growth for years. How should we proceed? Well, it is plague number 2. This is a little tricky because we could take the safe route. So essentially, we can compel the population to use the experimental drug. Experimental drug is distributed widely, potentially preventing further devastation by introducing the risk of unknown side effects. Yeah, they could turn into mutants, potentially, or use only approved treatments, safety first. So, by using the tried and tested methods, we ensure the well-being of our citizens, even if it means setting back Kratos' growth. It'll slow population growth. Here's the trick. Kratos 4 already has plague. So I don't know that there's a way to undo plagued, because we certainly haven't found it. Would treating this plague remove the plague defect? I'm certainly willing to bite the bullet and try and make that happen. Or will taking this choice actually yield nothing for us and only cost us growth? I think it's worth doing the experiment, because this is at least more than one time plague has hit Kratos 4. And obviously within the fiction it might be a different plague. But let's take the safe bet that will have the negative detriment, theoretically preventing the plague. Will it remove the plague defect? We'll see. I just want to jump back over to Kratos here. Does it say the word plagued anywhere? I'm just looking on here if plague pops up. I don't see that. And then if we jump into the world up here, Promethean Refiner world doesn't say the word plagued. And then we look at the people. They are plagued. Everyone's plagued. I don't think it's going to do anything for us. Ship idle. This is our constructor. All right, we did manage to flip around. And yeah, let's zip them up. I want to get them as close as physically possible. I want to literally snuggle them in right here or here. Actually, we should probably move them to here first and then see if we can get them even one closer, potentially. Oh gosh, this is brutal. We will flip those planets. They will be ours. The Taurians are offering trade again. So they want a cultural treaty, which again is a boost to both of our influence and moderately useful. Starship refits we would get, and they would get a Durantium and cultural outreach. Well, that's so interesting. Exotic hatchery upgraded. I think the hatcheries for them being a mere civilization, aquatic, oceanic. But otherwise, it gives them a bit more culture. Oh, and it's very expensive. Look at cultural influence up there is a 13, where Starship refits is a 2. I would like to get to the Battlecruiser Doctrine, but I don't think we need it right now. Yeah, we don't need it. I'm going to reject that. Cultural outreach is too valuable. We put way too much effort into getting it. So we will reject that. So sorry. And next turn. Oh yeah, you can see those borders are breaking through there. Here's the transgenic manipulation. We have advanced far beyond hybrids, mutations, and grafted plants. This new generation of designer plants includes those that produce phosphorescent fields, fruit from air, and enrich the soil they live on. So we get essentially those boosts to those type of planetary tiles. It is essentially these tiles would all start at a 0.1, then they advance to a 0.2, then they advance to a 0.3. So you can get way better planetary resources if you drill down on your agriculture, planetary stuff. I don't really care too much. We have the agricultural upgrade. It's a big cost. We'll probably only use that on our single major farming world, but it's there to have. Choose new tech. Still not interested in mining missions. Planetary outpost, infrastructure support policy with colonial capital refit. Not exactly sure what that does. Improves the quality of our worlds. I'm guessing that will cause the hell's the word for it? The ranking. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. It's one turn away. Let's do this. Let's go to Earth. Earth is a 30 amazing. The class. Sorry, I couldn't think of that. So I'm just gonna, and I know I always say I'm gonna do stuff and then I forget to later. Sorry guys, it's easy to do. But Earth is at 30. We've got the note. Next turn we'll see when we get the planetary outpost if it pops all of our worlds up. That would be sweet. That would actually be a pretty nice little touch. Let's jump into executive orders real quickly. We don't need draft colonists. We don't need to use a telescope. Don't sweat it. Shipyard idle. This is Kratos 4. I think we're, again, doing really well on modules, so let's throw in another supply ship. Kratos can pump out the supply ships, and let's do a production module, and then let's have them follow up with just another military vessel. We don't want to lag behind on military production. Actually, I might move that ahead of the production modules. We'll hit done, and we have another idle shipyard at Kratos 3. Gosh, the Kratos system is just a jewel. It's a jewel of a system. Let's have them just work on pumping out. Oh, we're hitting our max. The cutter requires Illyrium. Fantastic, which is fine, not unreasonable. Yeah. Maybe we should look into upgrading some of our star bases and getting the production up. I mean, I don't need a crazy amount of Illyrium, but we don't even have 1 Illyrium per month. That's not great. Durantium sitting at 2.3. AMAT's at 0.7. Promethium's at 0.9. It's close to 1. Thulium's quite low to 0.3. Okay. Yeah, we'll have those cutters go, but then let's jump into our shipyards and star bases real quick. We'll jump into our cultural centers. I'm gonna push around. Oh, I guess I should back up. Yeah. I'm gonna look for resource harvesting, resource mining of more than one pocket at a time. You can see we do have some Techopod hides because we have been producing this. We have 4, as well as just standard mining modules, mining drones. AMAT's there, Illyrium. The Durantium is maxed out. We can't do any more over here with Durantium harvesting. AMAT, boom. All right, this one would benefit both Illyrium and AMAT. Sure, let's hit the Techopod hive, and let's hit the mining drone and the mining barracks. That's nice because there's no resource upkeep on any of these. Now, once you get to mining headquarters, you notice the first 3 we took and then mining headquarters showed up. It's like a prerequisite. You got to do the other modules first. This one gets us another 0.1. However, it does have the maintenance cost. I'm not that desperate. Let's leave that sit. Let's scroll through a little more. I think we still have plenty of available modules. Promethean? Yeah, I would bite that bullet to get a little more Promethean, sure. And the mining headquarters, yeah, I'll take the hit on that. Promethean is such a rare resource. I actually think this is one of the only places we harvested. If you look up here, Chara Starbase harvests 2 Promethean pockets, each one for a 0.6. And the only other source of Promethean we have is Kratos 4, coming in at a 0.1. So I think it's well worth investing in the modules there and taking that hit to maintenance. Thulium, let's boost that up because I think that is our only star base for thulium production. Again, you can see Alula Borealis produces thulium from their moon, but we haven't found a way to upgrade that. I think that's going to be stuck at a 0.1 kind of forever. We'll see if the technology can slip. But yeah, let's hit the Techopod hive and the basic mining barracks. We'll leave it there. I don't think we have that much of a need for a thulium, so I'm not going to hit the mining headquarters. Let's keep rolling through. AMAT, Durantium. Now we're fine on Durantium for now. We have a double antimatter Illyrium. Let's get the Techopod hive and the mining barracks. Boom. And we'll come through here again in the future because obviously we could boost up some more of these. But for the time being, I think that'll get our productions. There we go. Nice 1.4, 1.4. 1.3 on the Promethean. Yeah, that's a good subtle improvement for now. I'm trying to hold back some of these modules for our cultural starbase. Alula Borealis 2. They don't make things very fast. Let's give them, how about a supply ship and Let's mess with some freighters. Good lord, we haven't done much with freighters. Let's just throw in a couple. We'll send them off over towards the navigators. Why not? It will generate income. Um, the trade network thing down here, I don't dislike. It's just, to me, it's a lot of micro, because essentially what you can do is from every one of your worlds, you can make a trade network to every other planet in the game. But when you're playing on a system like this, there could be like 30 other planets. I don't want to dig through doing that. I just don't. If it was one time, like if you had to send a trade ship to each planet, it would be one thing. But what you can see is that each of our planets can then link into every other planet, and they can maybe on a trade build. Maybe if we do, what's the one? There's one of the ability, attribute abilities you can start a civilization with is being like economically really savvy. They get like plus 2,000 extra credits, as well as the whatever exchange. It's really powerful building. I could see doing heavy trade with that, but I think that's its own playthrough. Yeah, okay, that's like an RP playthrough, but otherwise we'll dabble with it a little bit. But here we go. Situation report: religious freedom. The Altarians are somewhat aloof when we offer aid. They deny that there are any real issues with the religious followers and claim that the media has distorted the size of the protest. They are either in denial or unwilling to admit that they need help. This is a small event chain that we have started into, where essentially a religious minority in the Altarian Empire was being persecuted or suppressed. We had the options of supporting the government, meaning the official Altarians here, with the great makeup, or supporting the factional portion, the minority, or staying out of it. So, did we offer aid to the Altarians and support them? I think we did, but they're just saying, we don't care. So, we cannot help those who don't want help. Leave it alone, even though our citizens won't like it. Oh my gosh. Our people are like, you need to poke around in their shit. We want to get involved. Or release a statement in support of religious tolerance directed at the Altarians. So we're saying, oh, you don't want us to help you suppress your religious minority? Okay, we'll support the minority. That's shit stirring. I would rather do that. Yeah, I don't care about the religious minority so much, but why would I take a hit to our approval? Screw that. I don't care. We'll do this with the unknown outcome. We'll find out what happens. I want to mouse over Earth real quick. Did it improve yet? No, we don't have the technology yet. That's fine. Idle ship. Supply ship? No. High base 1. This is a flag, yes? No. Oh, gosh dang it. No, the Hive base 1, we have an orbit around the Kratos systems because it gives a plus 20% to manufacturing. But they're just supposed to be on sentry? Why did they wake up? They're supposed to sit there passively. Okay, no big deal. I do have a supply ship here, though. And I think we are still working on the Temple of Whispers. Let's just check. Habitat improvement. Colonial Clinic. Temple of Whispers. I want the Temple of Whispers. We're going to fly it right in there. Crash it into the surface, thus helping production. And actually, we'll have it next turn. That's perfect. Ship idle. This is a little cutter frigate. Awesome. Is there any core world that does not have a defender now? Shit. I didn't mean to do that. That's all right. Hold on. We still have it selected. I'm just mousing over. So, oh no. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to scroll. I'm not trying to mouse. Damn it. Earth could use a defensive ship and a Lula Borealis. So we have 2 worlds that could use a defender. So not a problem. I'm going to crash that one right into Earth. So they'll be there in a few turns, help make the Earth population feel a little safer. Trade offer coming in from the Torians. Holy crap, you guys are just, wow. Again, they're offering us refits for, they want a lot of shit. No, reject it. Hard reject. I wish there was a little thing you could tell them that says, contact us less, please. And it was just like a simple button in your diplomacy saying, give us a break for a while. And it would like reduce it by like 66%, 2/3. That would be nice. That would make it so it's still there, but it's just going to give you a while, and say it lasts for 50 months, right? Or 60 months. Every 5 years it re-ups, something like that. That would be a simple way to handle it. Stardock, you could take that. You could take that idea. That's for free. Ship idle. Why I don't understand why this keeps popping off. Sleep? It will remain inactive and unresponsive until... Okay, there we go. Sleep. I apologize. I still don't know why it's activating. On Sentry, it's supposed to sit there. It will only reactivate if enemy ships come within range. Anybody seen any enemy ships? I don't know. I want to take out that precursor anomaly at some point, but we are nowhere near on military capabilities. We actually have quite weak military options. I'm waiting. Are we at another turn yet? No, we still don't have our technology. Ship idle. Ooh, yes. Okay, we have 3 moves left. So, which is the bigger... Which planet has the most influence? So check this out. They're already starting to rebel. Titus 4 is in rebellion. They have 5 influence. Titus 1 has 10 influence. So I want this ship to go right here. And I want to build a communication starbase like a total a-hole. Hey guys. Hey, we just put a communication satellite in orbit around your planet. We're going to broadcast round the clock, nonstop. And we're going to broadcast so loudly it will wash over every other broadcast you do. Your people will only hear our voice. You're welcome. Here we go. Let's just start burning through the cultural stuff real quick. These do take maintenance, by the way, so this does cost us to do this. Every one of these is burning a Durantium, a module, and a maintenance. Interstellar exchange, yes. Keep going. Yes. Don't stop. Don't stop. Why? What? This is probably overkill, but it's not, because if you recall, these Taurian worlds are quite close to the hyperlane that connects us with the other sector. So not only are we going to get these Taurian worlds, we're going to start pushing our influence through the hyperlane. We're going to broadcast right through that slipstream into the other sector and start culture flipping them. Yes. Let's keep going. Why stop there? We still have more modules. Perimeter sensor scanners? Yeah, let's do it. Because this also gives us better sensor range for any enemy ships like the Festron that might be coming through. So I like that. It's kind of, yeah. And here, let's do a little, some defensive modules. Yeah, boom. And how about a barrier array? Yeah, boom. And how about a Durantium composite? Boom. Mess with that. I don't think they will. Oh my gosh. Like, oh gosh. We're going to mouse over that fortress. That fortress world. Here we go. Planetary outposts. By establishing outposts in the less accessible corners of our new worlds, we'll be able to make better use of the land available to us. We get infrastructure support policy, which is just a gross income trade-off for manufacturing, not applied to the home world. Interesting. But all other core worlds? Cool. Choose new tech. Yes, please. So let's dip back into military. So we're doing a couple of non-military, a couple of militaries, because we do, we want to fight, and we have very weak ships. So although these all look amazing, I do want them. We want more firepower, or defensive, or bigger ships. That's what I really like, is I'd like to get us to the battle cruiser doctrine. Let's dip into starship refits. The next option is the battle cruiser doctrine. I think that gets us the next size of ships up, because we're still at frigate class or whatever, little dinky. The cutters are dinky as shit. So 2 turns on that. Awesome. So I wanted to mouse over here. The Titus Starbase is seated at 65 offensive power, total attack, 255 defense. Yeah, they're beefy. They're beefy as fudge. That is nice. And we're gonna culture flip these worlds so hard. So hard. It's gonna be wonderful. And yeah, you could see that this culture base should push through there pretty well. I see the navigators are actually pushing into our space. So we want to push back. We want to push back there. Okay. What else? We got some trade options popping up. Xanthium deposit. Do we need Xanthium for anything? I don't think so. We don't have any. Monsantium, I don't think we need. Arnor spices. Did we build this spice market? That maybe we're dipping into here. Hold on a sec. Let's jump into Earth. I'm trying to remember if we got a spice market done up here. I don't. Oh, we have not, and that's what we were waiting for. We need those Arnor spices. I don't believe we need anything else, or we would see it. So we want to grab those spices. I'm glad I remembered that was a thing. And we're also going to check Earth's if the class grew. We're going to check the class size. So hold on. 1, 2, not quite 3. We got to sell some stuff. Hold on. What do we got a lot of? No, we don't have a lot of anything. Sell some Promethean. There you go. Buy. Perfect. Okay. So we now have the Arnor spices. We're kind of dead broke, but we have a pretty good amount of income coming into 130. There's nothing wrong with that. So Earth is a class 30 amazing. Maybe it's a terraforming tile. Let's jump into Earth. It is not. I don't see an option, a plus to improve a terraforming tile. Okay. Maybe we need to give it 1 more month to see if that improvement rolls around. Yeah. I think we've done we've done all the terraforming we can. So I'm not seeing any extra spot right now. Is there a green spot on Earth? Hold on. Yeah. It's not like they just gave us a tile and it's highlighted in green. That's not what happened. There's not glowing tiles in every world. So that is not what's going on. Okay, so we're going to give it 1 more month and see what happens there, because I am curious, but we should get on that spice market right now while we can. So the spice market will yield a nice base of 10% to tourism, a little bit of crime, and then some gross income. So, it's interesting because the spice market is not a very good galactic achievement. Am I wrong about that? I guess it yields a big adjacency bonus of +3 to tourism and wealth. And that tourism option is not an easy one to get. That's probably where the real benefit is that the spice market is bringing tourists in. You put other tourist sites around it, and you're essentially making a Disneyland or whatever the hell. But by itself, the +1 to gross income is, and only a 10% tourism. It's like a 20 or 30% bonus to tourism. All right, long story short, let's scroll through. I think Earth is our tourism world at 22.4. Yeah, that's going to be it. Let's click through real quick. There we go. So that being said, we do have Heritage Center. And Heritage Center gets adjacency. Its level bonus is more tourism. So that is actually really good. The Aurora's Arboretum is a tourism improvement with a tourism adjacencies. However, it doesn't gain from adjacency bonuses. I don't like that so much. Habitat improvement right here. Hall of Tradition. A minor amount of gross income. Xeno Welcome Hub. Fantastic. It gets adjacency bonuses. Yeah, these tourism buildings are not that great. Of all of them, I feel like the Xeno Welcome Hub and the Heritage Center benefit the most from adjacencies, though. They each gain a +5 per level. So that's where we want to build the spice market, is here. Why? Why here? Is because buffing up the Hall of Traditions levels gets us +1% income. That's nothing. That we don't need to buff that up. And the Aurora's Arboretum gets no benefits from adjacency. So I think that definitely answers our question. Of these two, it goes here. So spice market is which one? Spice market. Boom. That +3 is going to yield 15% extra tourism, as well as 30% extra gross income. And over here, it's going to yield just 15% more tourism. Very nice. And then these two will reflect back 1 tourism plus 1 tourism. So 2 tourism will pop back in, thus giving us 2% gross income. Yeah. That doesn't matter. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to drag the spice market all the way to the front. Front of the line, we will drop supply ships in to get that done as quick as we can. And ultimately, those bonuses to tourism and income should drastically buff up our income up here. Should be big bonuses, big ups. Okay. I have a natural league center, colony unique. That'd be a nice ups to growth. Let's not worry about it yet. Let's let these terraforming projects finish. I don't want to get ahead of my skis here. Event. The TAS Explorer has a survey report. The Dread Lord's Harbinger. Our flagship has discovered an artifact suspected to be of Dread Lord origin. It's a weapon of terrifying power able to instantly damage an entire enemy fleet. We must decide whether to preserve it for potential usage or dismantle it for valuable resources. Secure the weapon. It's Betatron Collider. So if you have a fleet of like 8 ships, you drop this artifact on it, and it will literally do like minus 10% to hit points on all the ships at once. So it's a pretty nice weapon. Or dismantle it for 150. No, that's not worth it. That's a month's worth of income for us. We don't need that. So we're going to take the Betatron Collider, and when we look at it, it is in fact a minus 25% hit points. That's a big oof. So we could crush an incoming enemy fleet if we knew it was coming at us or we wanted to target it and destroy it. So that's a nice touch. Ship idle. Where are you guys at? Right in the middle of my screen, right here. Okay, yeah, I have so much trouble seeing those. Little tourist fleet, where do we want to go? We want to keep hoovering up, and we want to keep stealing their artifacts from the Torians. We're monsters. We're horrible. Ship idle. Who else do we got here? Supply ship. Yeah, you're going to Earth. You're going to Earth, my friend. Because they have a long haul on that spice market. Perfect. More ships idle. We have another supply ship. So real quick, I just want to make sure that the local Alulas don't need it. No, they don't. They're both 2 away. So you are also going to Earth. And that's actually a very short trip. So let's see if we get all the way there. Perfect. That one supply ship got us minus 3 turns. So yeah, get 5 or 6 supply ships in there. That'll knock that out. And it'll give us really good increases to our income. There's another idle ship. Hey, another supply ship. Perfect. Iconia. Yeah. Geez, do we help Iconia? Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, we're going to dump it right in. Let's just... well, I want to get the production on Iconia maxed out. Next turn. Not quite next turn. Ship idle. Another one of our... Oh, we sent a cutter to meet up with the Discovery, so we will take the cutter. We will move it into the fleet. There you go. Bit of extra firepower, and they're still surveying. Awesome. Turn just rolled around. The Terran Alliance. We appreciate you, but the increased military presence is concerning to us. No, it's cool, man. We're not gonna... Trust us, friend. Trust us. Starship refits. When it comes to upgrading existing ships, there is no simple solution. Engineers must solve the problems of getting components out of ships in space and then devise safe methods to replace old weapons and armor with the latest and greatest technology. Yeah, listen, this is a instantaneous plus 25% to all of our movement rates. That's really going to help us. That's going to help us with anomaly research. It's going to get our supply ships between worlds faster. It's not bad. And it lets us refit ships. Not something I've really messed with, but it's also going to unlock the battle cruiser doctrine, which we are going to dip into right now. We're going for it here, folks. I'm not even going to look at these other ones now. Battle cruiser doctrine unlocks cruisers 2 turns away. It's really you need the cruiser level to make a real warship. It's got the space and the hit points to really get stuff done. And at that point, once we have, like, say, the battlecruiser doctrine, we can go in and we can take out heavily defended precursor anomalies. I'm not saying it's easy, but you send in the biggest couple of fleets, or you bombard them with missiles and kinetic and beam weapons first, and then you attack. Yeah, we want to crack some of these precursor anomalies. And in general, just clear them out. Look, there's one here. I thought there were 2 in Torian space. Maybe not. Oh, there's the one they have and there's the one we have. I want to get those swept out of here. I want to get non-hostile areas. Shipyard idle at Iconia. Probably need to rebuild our modules real quick. We burned through a bunch of them, so we'll just slam in a bunch. They'll have those done in no time. Here's an event popped up situation report. Relic recovery request. We've detected the signature of a precursor relic within the boundaries of your territory. Meaning our territory, not your territory. Our interest is purely academic. That is to say that your territory is now our territory. Am I right, guys? Yeah? And we seek your permission to recover it. While we cannot share its secrets, the benefits to our people should be considerable. Grant permission? So we will allow your recovery mission while the secrets of the relic remain yours. We hope this act of good faith serves to strengthen our relations. They will get plus 12, like flat plus 12, which is a lot, influence on all their worlds for 12 months. And we get nothing, except good relations. But we don't care because we're not afraid of them. The other option is, sorry, that wouldn't be in our interest. Sovereignty must be respected. Yeah, we reject them. We don't need to help them. It doesn't matter. Check this out. Culture flip galore. That starbase has managed to do what we wanted. Now, interesting thing about the Taurians, they're very resistant to culture flip. They're unyielding, I believe is the word. So it's a trait they have. But both worlds are in rebellion, slowly starting. Now, we got to be careful. If this boundary pushes back over Titus 4, it will reset. They only need 1 month out of our influence to reset the clock. So we've got to stay on top of that. I don't know there's a lot we can do, but I'm hoping that this culture base will keep pushing back this border this way. But let's look at the Taurians real quick. Unwavering, that's what it is. Check this out. Colonies are much harder to culture flip and access to the unbroken spirit technologies. Yeah, meaning stuff that gives you resistance to culture flipping in planetary defenses. So it's a tough nut to crack. But we will do it, and it will be great. They will become subservient to us. I can't wait for it. Here's another event. This is another situation report about the religious freedom event chain. Our support has emboldened the new religious group operating in Altarian space and led to a violent clash between them and their government. Images of buildings burning and beaten Altarian citizens fill our news channels. That's bad news. That is bad news. Send medical supplies. We had a part in causing this violence. We should help resolve it. -2 diplomacy. How does sending medical supplies make them hate us? Attempt to broker peace between the Altarians and their wayward religious followers. So this is interesting. This is a persuasion check of 36% chance of success. So we're up 2/3 chance. And it would yield a +3 persuasion permanently to us. We might do that. I like rolling the dice sometimes. I don't really care one way or the other. Or explicitly condemn the followers of the religion. +1 diplomacy with the Altarians, but -10 approval to us? No, I don't care that much. We're going to try and broker a peace deal. We'll see what happens. Another event. Refugee disaster. Our own planet is suffering from a devastating natural disaster. Thousands of our people have been displaced and are seeking refuge. We ask for your assistance in a desperate time. Will you accept these refugees and help them find a new home? Oh, this is not related to religious thing. This is about a natural disaster. Probably because they're praying to the wrong gods. Am I right? Yeah, that only makes sense. Accept the refugees. +1 relations. Pacifism, cultural awareness goes to 10. We have a better idea. We'll pick them up and put them to work as slaves. Oh my God. So I'm not going to do that. I will take the +2 relations and I'll take the pacifism bump. Oh my gosh. That is brutal. That is dark. Cutter completed. Sure. Let's, we were sending them off to Alula 1. Lula 2. There we go. They're en route because it'll help defend them, make them happy. Now, we have a supply ship completed. Who needs it? Who needs it? Earth. I think Earth needs this one. Yeah. Can they make it all the way there? Nah, not quite. We got the 25% movement rate thing, so that's good. I wanted to check on our planetary classes again. Back to Earth. 30. Amazing. Wow. So listen, we bought into that technology to improve our worlds, and I don't see it represented anywhere. It's frustrating to me. I've noticed this a few times sprinkled throughout Galciv 4. Either technologies where you read them and you're like, what does this do? I'm not clear on what this does. But in this case, I literally don't know what it does. I mean, did it just give us a plains tile over here? Just randomly just popped it into existence on all of our planets and you're just like, there you go. No, that is not what happened. Because the planet's class is tied to the number of tiles. We specifically looked at Earth and moused over, and I wrote down 30. Earth 30, amazing. It has not gained an extra tile, nor has it gained an extra terraforming checkmark thing. I don't see a place to terraform. Unless one of these upgrades, like this one, maybe terraforming planet, will conclude, and then when that's done, it resets the terraform planet option and will pop up a new improvement area. Question? I don't know, but I am very frustrated that I don't see any effect of that technology. Like we got nothing for it. Boo. We'll watch. We'll see what happens. We got a ways to go though to get through the spice market though, so we're not going to know for a long while. I'll keep this little notepad on my monitor base that says Earth 30. Maybe next week, 2 weeks from now, we'll check it. But yeah, it's not great. Ship idle. Who? What? Where? Another frigate. Awesome. Let's send the frigate to the Iconia fleet. There, we're gonna keep building up. Ship idle. Oh, who do we got? This is one of our flag. Yeah, these guys can research anomalies, so we'll send them to the next nearest anomaly. They'll take care of that. Ship idle. This is another flag group, and gosh, we're making our way through the anomalies pretty good. Let's send them way over here. Let's get them. There's a few off to the side I see. They can pick up all these before heading back. We have another event. This is the TAS Perseverance Survey Report. Enigmatic Monolith. Your flagship discovers an enigmatic monolith floating in space, emitting a mysterious energy that seems to resonate with the crew's thoughts. Studying the monolith provides a temporary boost to the crew's problem-solving abilities. Cool. Gain a one-time burst of knowledge, plus 10 research on the current research project. That's okay. We'll decide later. We'll come up here. We will find the most expensive technology, which in this case is cultural assimilation. Done. Event. Different event. So what we're doing is we're going to take 10% on the 8-turn, the biggest project we can. It's not a 10% to all your research production. It's to the current thing you're researching. When you're dealing with technologies that only take 1, 2, or 3 turns, that's a 10th. That's useless. All right. They should probably, I don't know what they should do. I don't know. Some of the technologies can be like 20 or 30 turns away, in which case I can see like me doing the trouble of all that to gain 3 months off of that 30 months of research. Sure, that's worth it. But in this case, pretty limited use. So here we go. Stargazer Survey Report. The Prague Aloth we found a region of space littered with wrecked ships. None bear the usual marks of battle, explosions or laser scarring, but instead seem to have suffered crushing and attacks by some kind of corrosive agent. It soon becomes clear that a horrible space beast lives here, and judging from the lack of space beast corpses Still does. So get out of there or draw out the Space Beast. Spawns the Harpazian Space Monster, and we gain 1 prestige. Yeah. Oh gosh, it may destroy a flagship. We're gonna do it. We're always gonna try the crazy thing. So where was the Stargazer? Where is this horrible space monster? Right there. That absolutely works. So here we go. It's an infant. Is this an event chain? Is something supposed to happen here? It seems so tiny. Hold on. So I've never done this event chain. So I don't know. Looking at the infant though, even in the early game, a couple of your little ships could destroy this. Like it might take out one of your little ships, but yeah, you could. This is as weak as a monster can be. The infant monster. We can kill it right now. Maybe we get something. Probably not. Why would they create the event, spawn the Harkazian monster, and then give you something for doing nothing to kill it? Seems like a whole lot of like a Rube Goldberg machine worth of effort for nothing. However, the word infant implies that this thing can grow to maturity. If we just fly away and leave it, what's going to happen? I want to find out. I hope there's something else. I mean, or I would be curious in like if there was a way for our ships to interact with it. But my I'm pretty sure if we select our fleet in any way, click on that infant, they'll attack it and destroy it, right? I mean, I don't. Yeah, like if we click survey, it's going to attempt to find surveys to anomaly. It's not going to try and survey. There's no way to interact with that thing without destroying it. That being said, we're just going to let them go off and do something else. And we'll just monitor the infant. Okay, that sounds like fun. Event. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm still waiting for the technology event to pop back around, but it hasn't yet. Religious freedom. Fail. Our sanctimonious cries for tolerance infuriate the Altarians. They jail thousands of their religious zealots and accuse us of spreading propaganda to destabilize their government. That's kind of what we were doing. Yes. Guilty. Guilty, sir. It's going to be a long time until they forget what we've done. That's all right. We're way more powerful than them. That could have gone better. -3 diplomacy with the Altarians for 100 months. That's about as long as any detriment happens. That's a massive detriment. And then another event. Here we go. This is the one-time burst of knowledge, 10% research needed for current research center project. Boom. There you go. You saw it climb forward. Somehow it's 9 months remaining. I thought it was at 8. It was at 8. I'm not going to worry about it. So the nice thing is that progress is stored there, and now it says 7. Not 8. Okay. Progress is stored. Cool. But we're going to go back to battlecruiser doctrine because we don't need a cultural assimilation yet. We want battlecruisers because we're preparing for war. War, boys. All right. We're advancing the turn. Ship idle. Constructor. What do we make another constructor for? I don't recall. I could see doing a economic starbase. Yeah, let's do that. Or no, I do remember. We were gonna push into here and start making cultural star bases and try and forge our way in this way culturally. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Although, just to point out, in the heart of this system, the Kratos system, we have no starbase of any kind. We could put an economic starbase right in this tile that would hit all of these and start boosting research and production of all these worlds, which we should do. So before I forget, lest I forget, I'm just mousing over real quick. Let's jump into Kratos 2 shipyard. Let's get a constructor in the queue, and actually we'll put it ahead of the supply ship. 2 turns for that constructor. Probably won't get to it today because we're kind of getting close to wrapping up, but it will pop up. I'll go, why did I build that constructor? And I'm going to try and remember that the Kratos system would benefit from 1 economic star base way to get all 5 of those planets. It's less valuable to build one, say, in the Earth system. Yeah, well, I mean, Earth's not bad, but it's just, hey, 5 planets, 1 star base, benefits to all of them. That's what we want. As well as 3 of our core worlds. We might eventually do one for Earth. We might eventually do one for Lula and one for the Iconia system. Sure, why not? We'll pay attention to how valuable economic star bases are to our overall production. One thing I'll warn about economic star bases right now for anyone who hasn't really dipped into them yet is they have very high maintenance costs. So as you build up those economic star bases, adding module after module after module, they're expensive to build. It takes a lot of, I think, like Durantium. I think it takes a lot of modules, and the maintenance, everything you add costs maintenance. So you can have a star base with a maintenance cost of 20, 25. However, if it's benefiting 3 core worlds and 2 additional colonies, drastically boosting their research, their income, their production, then theoretically it would be worth that massive cost. Question. But yeah, otherwise we were going to jump back to the constructor and we were going to skeet her forward. We can't really get a culture base through here because we've got these mining stations. These are all ours, but I think this side of the black hole. So let's get her in right there, because again, we have to keep five hexes between. Oh shit. Oh, baby. No. Ah, shit. That sucks. Our ship, either it attacked us with like its little missile thing or we attacked it. I don't know, but it's dead. Infant's dead. Phooey. All right, here we go. We'll wrap up right here. Research completed. Battlecruiser Doctrine. Battlecruiser Doctrine is a crucial technology. How did we get that just now? I thought that was 2 turns away. Whatever. Enables the construction of highly advanced and powerful battlecruisers for our fleet. These formidable warships are designed to strike fear into the hearts of our enemies and secure our civilization's peace among the stars. Place among the stars and peace. Battlecruiser Doctrine establishes a specialized division within our government and military infrastructure devoted to the development, deployment, and maintenance of these awe-inspiring vessels. By coordinating the efforts of public institutions, private contractors, and military strategists, the Doctrine ensures the seamless integration of cutting-edge technology, superior firepower, and tactical expertise into the design of our battlecruisers. We get the Corvette design. We get the Intrepid design. Not really sure what the difference is. Maybe one specializes in medium beam and beam work. Yeah. I've never quite understood why you get multiple things. It seems like the footprint's identical. Yeah, whatever. We get the Paladin MO. Okay. It's another... I guess I don't really understand what the difference between these 2 things is. I don't know why the icon's different. I don't know. To me, these look identical. All right, whatever. The cruiser module, though, this has to do with, I think in Warlords, there's a DLC I don't have. I think you could get different roles, like Bomber, Cruiser Doctrine, different doctrines. And it's a module or a doctrine you assign to certain ships to do different things. And it makes the combat a little more interesting, a little more strategic, but we're still playing the vanilla close, medium, long range weapons. That's it. So it's fine. I'll probably have to bite off the DLC eventually here. I love the game. I play a lot of it, so I could see, going in for it. I might wait for the next big sale, try and get all their DLC at that point. And then medium hull size. Yeah, that's just it is literally saying you get more hit points, you get more capacity. That is what the shipbuilding mechanic is this piece. It's the two pieces, the cruiser module and the mediumness of your ships. That's what you got. Because tiny, small, medium, large. I'm guessing on the body size, the hull size. That's it. Choose new tech. Sure. B, miniaturization. We did want to delve a little bit more into weapons for the time being, so we'll hit done. And I think that's where we stop for today. I did see a navigator probe coming in. Navigators are from the other sector over this way. So they are starting to permeate into our space. But that's a good stopping spot. If you watched along with me, thank you so much. Take care until next time. And Earth is still just an amazing Class 30 planet. What are you going to do?